First off, obviously, thanks to the crowd. 8:30 tip is, I know it's not easy for anybody. I've got a 2-year-old, so I know how that goes. So we're very appreciative. That's one of the reasons why I came here is the support that we have here. To have that crowd in this arena for an 8:30 or 8:40 tip, whatever it was phenomenal. Our student section was phenomenal, SoFlo Rodeo, and just ecstatic that we have that support. I know many of you don't know me yet, but I'm not one to sugarcoat things. We've got to get a lot better. I don't think we played to our standard, and that's I'm not going to come in here and say something that I don't believe, and so that's just what it is. We've got to get a lot better before we step back on the floor on Saturday against a really, really good George Washington team. I don't think that we dictated the pace tonight. I don't think we were great defensively. We didn't execute to my liking or our standard on either end of the floor. But at the end of the day, I think our guys answered the bell, and we found a way to win a basketball game, not in the prettiest fashion, but and that's a credit to our guys. I think we made shots down the stretch, second half. We made free throws, handled business on the glass, and came out with a win. So a lot of work to do, but pleased to get the first win here at the Yingling Center.
Guys, for both of you, 1 and 2. Took a little while for the offense to start clicking. You think maybe you were amped up too much and just had to settle down?
A little bit of that, first game jitters, but you just keep playing, keep staying the course like Coach says, and eventually the offense is gonna start clicking.
I would say same thing. Probably just new team, new arena. Just wasn't expecting that big of a crowd, so we got it out, figured it out, put it all together.
Brian, how big was West for you tonight when, the rest of the team pretty much struggled from long range?
Yeah, and we don't anticipate that from, Joe Pinion and some of these other guys, but obviously Wes got us going, made some big ones for us that were able to give us some separation, but that's what he does. I mean, that's what we expect. He works. He's one of the hardest workers I've coached, and so I think you can continue to expect that from him. But what I'm more pleased with, I think that led to him making shots was his effort on the defensive end. Firm believer if that you lose yourself in the game and do the stuff that we talk about, TNT, it takes no talent, right? Deflections, rebounding, talk. That usually those guys end up scoring the basketball, and I think that was the case tonight with Wes.
Did that enable you all to pull away on the sluggish offensive night? It's what you created defensively?
Yeah, I don't think our defense wasn't great, to be honest with you. I think when shots weren't falling, credit to our guys. I thought we did a good job of getting downhill to the basket and drawing fouls and getting to the free throw line, and then more importantly making free throws, which allowed us to pull away. But I think our defensive effort probably a C to me, to be honest with you. I thought we got a little bit lazy. We started the point switch instead of talking our switches. We got caught out of a stance several times, got backdoored, gave up some second chance points. We gave up some what we call dip threes, poor closeouts. Transition defense was just okay. So we got to get a lot better in all those areas.
Wes, what's the transition been like for you from Division II basketball into your first game as a D1 player?
Yeah, the summer was a little tough. Coach can attest to that, but just continue to stay the course, and then having great teammates around me that love on me, continue to push me. So it was tough at first, but now I kind of get the groove.
What would you say the biggest challenge going from that level to this level has been for you?
I think just the length, probably length and athleticism.
For both guys again, St. Leo's, you didn't get the full effect of the student section. Tonight, you got a little piece of how loud and how proud they are to be behind you guys. How much does that help you play?
Yeah, it helps us a lot. It's like a 6-man on the court. It's an extra defender. When they're shooting free throws, they're super loud, so it's awesome.
Isaiah, you're wearing the hard hat. Can you kind of speak on what that means to your team and those guys in your locker room?
So hard hat, basically, like Coach says, the little things, not who scores the most points or who has the fanciest stuff on the offensive side, just all the little things on the defensive side of like deflections, steals, walling up, boxing out, crashing, doing all the little things that really you might not see it on the paper, but if you're actually watching the game and know the game of basketball, that you're going to see like, oh, he's doing all these things because if you crash it real hard, it might give your teammate a open chance to get the rebound and stuff like that. So basically just doing all the little things.
Coach, I know you talked a lot about stuff you need to work on, but what do you like about this team?
They're great young men. And first and foremost, I enjoy coaching them every day. And so I think the biggest thing is I know that they're ready to get back to work, right? I think when you have the goals that we have and the standard that we put into place, I think they feel the same way as I do right now, and that's not satisfied, right? And so we're going to get back to work tomorrow, and we're going to work on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and get ready to play a really good team on Saturday. I know that they want it, and they want to be great, and that may sound cliche, but that doesn't. It's not always the case, right? There's teams that they'd be thrilled about what just happened, right? But when I walked into that locker room, they felt the same way that I did, and it's time to get back to work.
Especially as fast as you play. Boy, there's a lot more you're thinking about if your whole team is 67 and you're not happy with it.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to slight our opponent by any means, but that game is not a game where our opponent should have scored more than 50 points. And so, again, and that's just the standard that we have. I thought that we were really undisciplined defensively. I thought that they missed shots, right? As we play, when we get in Saturday and we go further, we go to play at Alabama, at Oklahoma State. We got Utah State, Charleston. It's Kennesaw State coming in here. Some of the shots that were missed tonight aren't going to be missed moving forward. And so we've got to do a better job imposing our will on that end of the floor.
Coach, one more. You have a conversation with your players and your coaches during the game. Is it a work in progress right now for both groups?
Every day, all year. I mean, you could be playing in a national championship. It's a work in progress. This is never going to be a finished product, right? With the goals and aspirations that we have, and so, but that's just how we operate. Like it's my staff. I got the best assistants in the country, so a lot of back and forth about, what do we want to change, what do we want to do, and same with the players. When I'm talking to the players that are on the bench, really making sure that they're understanding while they're sitting there what mistakes were made on the floor, so that when they go in, we're not making the same mistake twice.
Brian, you only get one first game here at home. Just the whole experience, all today. Charlie being here, what's it all mean to you?
Yeah, I'm honestly just thrilled to be here, to be the head coach of the University of South Florida. Everything since day one through now, it has lived up to my expectations and more. As for Charlie being here, I mean, to me, it was another basketball game. Charlie's phenomenal. I'm glad he wasn't out there tonight, but doesn't change anything for me as far as what we're trying to do here. Charlie will do a great job. He's going to do a phenomenal job at FAMU and get that thing going. And so, but just it's every day. I'll tell you what, I enjoy waking up and coming to work at a place that we have the leadership and the support that we do here at South Florida.
You had your players come over and thank the fans courtside. Is that something you ask them to do all the time?
Yeah, I don't have to ask them, to be honest. That's something we started doing at Arkansas State. Fans are a big part of college basketball, a big part of any sport, period. And we've got a great fan base here that's passionate. They want to win. And so we want to make sure that we're thanking them for spending their hard-earned money to come here and support us and showing up at 8:30 and staying until 11. And so we're always going to make sure that we interact and show our gratitude for their support.
Coach, my last question, and thank you for your time. That's your first look at the student section. They can get loud in a hurry. How important is that to make this a real pit for a visiting team?
It's huge. I mean, it's huge. That student section, looking up and seeing them up into the, 300 level, that was phenomenal. To have that atmosphere. And we're going to deliver on our end. We're going to continue to work and get better. I ask that they keep showing up and tell a friend to tell a friend and continue to pack out the Yingling Center. We've got quality opponents coming in here. And it's going to be a great year here in the YC if that's the support that we're getting, and I know it means a lot to the fellows as well.
Yeah, Coach, you talked earlier, just now on 3-point struggles early. Do you think it was a matter of just getting better shots, or do you think they were good shots and they just weren't falling?
I think a little bit of both. I think some guys had a little bit of, some jitters, first time out here. I think, I don't want to discount what FAMU did. I thought they did a great job of making the shots difficult early in the first half, and they did a good job defending us. But I think we got good ones that we just missed, and that happens in basketball, and finding a way to win when shots aren't falling is a big deal. So to be honest with you, didn't love that we didn't make them. But on the other side of it, to see our guys in turn get to the basket, get to the free throw line, and make free throws is a good sign.